Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Justine, the Petsitter, and right now I am outside with Minnie. Minnie, come here. Come mama. So right now we are on our walk. I am finally back from being off for about a week and a half. I recently got married and I just needed some time to really focus on that process of my life. It wasn't a good mixture with business because my time was being taken up so much with marriage stuff. Courthouse, fittings, flowers, communication, like there was so many different things. So my first walk back with Minnie is so refreshing because it's officially fall. The trees are blooming, it's beautiful outside, the air is amazing. I definitely feel like this is where I needed to be right now because in Texas, it's still very much so hot. Fall is not a thing in Texas. So I'm really happy that this is something that I'm able to experience again because yeah, summers are way too long in Texas and I feel like the 4 seasons are necessary for me, especially with dog walking. Say hello, mama. Come on, mama. So guys, I was on my way to the park to sit down and have a chit chat video with you, but I'm actually gonna hang out in my car because it is about to pour. My phone is saying we are expecting rain in the next, I don't know. Oh, it just says when. Okay, we are back in the car because it actually started drizzling again. I always trust your intuition as a woman because legit, I'm looking at the sky. I'm like, it's real cloudy. It's dark. It's super early. It's only 11:56. Like, why is it so dark? It's about to rain. It's about to rain. Someone on the weather app is not doing their job. They didn't do the I have so much to catch up with y'all on about like how life's been going. So if you're new here, I'm Justine, I'm the Petsitter. I have not uploaded in a really long time, but I really feel like this is the greatest time for me to upload because it's cozy season. Like, I'm a Cancer, I love being cozy. If you love pet content or just content about women just being in business, you will enjoy this channel because that's the things that I'll be sharing here. My experience as an entrepreneur, but also as a pet content creator, pet entrepreneur, or pet business owner. Overall, this is a place for you. This morning I made myself a latte. This is a lavender latte with oat milk creamer. It's pretty good. It's given iced coffee now because it's been a few hours, but it's cool. I still taste the lavender. That's why I love making my own coffee. I will be sharing some of those things on here too. My love for coffee and tea. Those are like 2 of my top favorite like beverages outside of coconut water. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of different things on this channel. So just stay tuned and hold on tight because things do be happening and I don't like to make like super hard promises as far as like scheduling and stuff like that, but please subscribe so that way when you do see an upload, you know that we're connected. We're back in sync. Okay, really quickly, a lot has been happening. Like I said earlier, I recently got married, so I'm so excited that I finished that portion of my life because it was a lot of work in terms of like decorating, working with different people. You know, I'm meeting my partner's family for the first time, like family that live in Trinidad because he's from Trinidad. Luckily, I didn't have a lot of family come. I actually had one cousin that came. She actually relocated here from Tampa. And yeah, so she's actually the only like family member that came to the dinner because that's how I wanted it. Like, I am very much so like one of those type of people where I honor peace over like population. So I think sometimes when we think of like family and like family gatherings, like you put in your mind that you have to like have all of these people in one place, but it's like all of these years has passed and we haven't been in alignment, and this one day is not going to fix that, you know? So I really had to have a lot of like harsh conversations with myself, a lot of harsh conversations with my partner, his mom, you know, and so on and so forth, my friends, of course, and, you know, just, I guess, affirming my strength in this chapter of like, you know, being a woman first, but also, no, first and foremost, being a human being, but secondly, and like it's almost like number one for me, is being a woman, and being a woman of my word. If I say that I want to do something, and it's something that really means a lot to me, I'm gonna make sure that happens. I don't care what the circumstances are, because if I affirm that this is something that means a lot to me, it has to be that way. And I think, as someone that doesn't necessarily do like a lot of celebrations for myself, I felt like that was a vow to myself, honoring my feelings and trusting my intuition, that me not including so many different people that didn't necessarily align with this chapter, it didn't take away from my day in no way. It didn't make me feel less of a human being or a person. And yeah, so that's just my message to anyone that is going through different transitions in life, and you're looking around and you're like, the people that are around are not the people that I thought would be around. It's like a whole set of new people, and like that's literally the beauty of evolution and learning what's best for you, choosing yourself. Like, it's never going to register with your body that choosing yourself is okay, because choosing yourself can also feel like isolation. It can also feel like you're choosing, like, I guess the most challenging aspect, which is being uncomfortable, and sometimes you do have to be uncomfortable to change. So that's currently where I'm at. Even with like, planning my bachelorette and stuff like that, like I have my cousin help me. I'm usually the type of person that does everything for myself. So it was a new experience for me overall, with my partner, seeing him step outside of being an introvert, because he's a full introvert, and being more extroverted, I guess what we call ambiverted. And that's what I identify as. So seeing him step into that mindset really allowed me to see a different side of him and see how much he shines when he's actually fully comfortable, but I see that side, but I've never seen that side in front of other people, because usually he's very introverted around other people, or just trying to like, be very neutral. But I definitely seen him bloom, and just seeing joy and, just excitement and just like release from this whole experience, because it was very taxing emotionally. And that's why there was portions of even work that was somewhat abandoned in this process, because I couldn't be fully present at work because I had to go to fittings. I'm trying to figure out, different things as far as like catering, photographer, florist, and we'd even do real flowers, but I did decide to do a flower wall, which I will include like a picture here so you can see how beautiful it came out. My friend signed it. It was perfect. Like, I was so excited and happy and just like thankful for the overall experience, because everything turned out beautifully, right? But mentally, weddings are a lot, okay? Like, I totally understand why people take their time and getting into that portion of their life, because it's not a 1, 2, 3 thing. Unless you go to the courthouse, which we did do initially. We did go to the courthouse, and I'll insert some pictures here. So we made it easier for ourselves. We broke up the process, because we've been to a total of, I want to say 4 weddings at this point. 4 of our friends got married, and they did everything the same day, and I just feel like it's super exhausting. So being able to have like your private moment with your partner, and then being able to commune with your friends and family was dope. Like, I feel like that was the best experience, and it really felt like a kickback. It didn't necessarily feel like a formal wedding, even though everyone looked amazing. Like, the theme was like pistachio, so like I told everyone to wear different shades of green and also different shades of brown. So it merged beautifully. Everyone looked great. Like, I was so happy to see how everything turned out. Next up on everything that's been going on, I've been meeting so many new clients. There's been so many different scenarios that's been happening that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with me just experiencing different people. Also, just like being in a new environment. As you guys know, I lived in Texas when I first started doing pet care. This is my first year in Jersey, so I am a Jersey girl officially. It's been March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. It's been 8 months. It's been 8 months since I've been a Jersey resident, and I have to say I've been loving it, especially like with the different seasons. Like Texas doesn't necessarily have like different seasons. It goes from hot to cold. Like, there's no in between, okay? Like, so I'm really thankful to be able to have like that transition, and really like understanding like, okay, like this time of year, I can still get away with wearing hoodies. Like, figuring out my fashion sense throughout the different seasons has been really fun. You know, I just been experimenting with different colors. Usually, like, my palette is like green, earthy, but I've been experimenting with pink and a lot of grays. I always love grays. Like, I recently got this hat, super cute. So I'm going to be doing a lot of Scullies this season. I'm always going to wear sweats. That's always going to be like the go-to. Hoodies, I usually get my hoodies from Burlington, Ross. I actually am gonna go thrifting, so I might take you guys along with me to go thrifting, because I do need some more sweats. I will never get tired of buying sweats, okay, because that's my go-to. Like, I think I have like one pair of jeans at this point. Sweats is my go-to anywhere I go at this point, because it's like, it's just cozy. Like, I feel like that's like the best thing. And then I recently got some shoes from Rainbow. They're like these fake Uggs. I kind of mashed it in the back a little bit, but I've been loving these. Super cute and cozy, and they were about like 10 bucks. So like, I feel like there's a lot of things that I'm just like super happy about. I feel like fashion has been fun, experimenting with different colors, different like athletic wear. Like, I noticed when I was in Texas, I was wearing more like true athletic wear, like the Lululemon adjacent, like the Shein version of it, because I'm not buying that. Now I'm wearing more like sweaters, hoodies, sweats, kind of, because it is getting a little more chilly. So I didn't want to wear like the super skin tight stuff, because it does nothing for me in terms of comfort. But yeah, so that's that on the fashions. So I am finally at the park. It is the next day. I'm here with Minnie. She is my first walk every day, Monday through Friday. So we're just outside enjoying the fall air right now. And I just wanted to wrap up the conversation that I was having yesterday, because I got cut off because my battery was dying. Of course, especially when I'm recording a video, something always goes wrong. But there's so many things that I want to cover in this video, including like the flow of business and how it's been lately. You know, I feel like in the pet care business, it is also customer service, and you do come across people that are not necessarily impressed with how you go about things. For me, I spend a lot of time thinking about the logistics of how things will work on both ends, and I think sometimes when you work in customer service, you can't really be fair to yourself, because the customer has to be the priority. But I think when it comes to pet care, because it's not a business where you make tons of money, you have to be very logistic. You have to be very like intentional about the things that you do. For example, the other day I had a client that lived super far from me. I usually stay within like a 3 to 4 mile, I want to say 2 to 3 mile range, because anything beyond that is a lot of gas, right? And the price that I charge per walk is pretty low, because, you know, I don't want to charge people $50 for a dog walk. I think that's ridiculous. So, you know, incorporating gas and time, and obviously like there's peak times where, you know, there's a lot of traffic and stuff like that. Like, I incorporate all those different things into my price, right? The convenience of having someone coming to walk your dog at 12 p.m. Yes, 12 p.m. noon, or 5 p.m., which are peak times in the US, okay? Everyone is out on the streets. Anytime between 12 and 5 essentially is peak times. It's always gonna be rush hour, right? So I recently had a client that booked me. She lived pretty far out. I let her know that she lives a little bit out of my range, and I will be charging her a little extra for the distance. When I got to the client's house, she wasn't there, but her dog was there, obviously. It was the first time I was meeting her dog, and the reason why, I usually do meet and greets, but this is something that I've been testing out lately, and I'm not sure if it's effective, because I've been getting a little pushback, and these are things that I'm learning as a business owner, is like, when you're experiencing pushback for certain things, it means it's not working, right? I'm gonna move over because I feel like I'm kind of in the sun. Yeah, and Minnie could be in the back. Yeah, so when you're getting a lot of pushback as a business owner, that means that something is not working for you. And So I was doing the meet and greet thing where pretty much in order for me to do a meet and greet, you have to book a walk. It will be a 20-minute walk. I'll be able to walk with your dog, with you or without you, and that'll allow me to get to know your dog. Also, I'm able to walk your dog, you get a service, and it's a meet and greet. It's like an all-in-one thing. But I find that clients don't necessarily like that because they don't want to spend extra money. But I think what people aren't considering is gas is extremely expensive, and me coming to your house to walk your dog, to just meet your dog, is not convenient for me. If you are booking a service over a certain price, I can understand that being a thing, but I also think like time and effort, like it's kind of hard to put a price on that, and I think that's where I've been having a little issues with in this chapter, because I'm trying to meet myself in the middle but also meet my clients in the middle. Does that make sense? So anyways, long story short, this client booked me. She lived further out. She booked me at peak times, which is fine. Like I told her, hey, like I have a lot of other clients during this time, so I may be, you know, this is a realistic time that I will really be able to make it. Are you flexible? So we had that conversation. We did a virtual meet and greet. Mama, come here. So we did a virtual meet and greet and everything went well. But when I met her dog in person, her dog didn't want to come from under the bed. And I'll insert a video because it was crazy. Like, it was one of the first times that I experienced that, where a dog did not want to approach me. And I just felt like certain things like that are things that you can't really like predict. I've walked over 300 dogs, so at this point it's shocking to me that some dogs don't gravitate, but I think sometimes like it just doesn't work. It's like people, right? Some people just don't gravitate to you, and that's okay. So I let her know like, hey, you know, hold on, give me a second. So I let her know like, hey, like your dog is not gravitating towards me, like, you know, she's like hiding under the bed, like she's not really coming to me, and that's totally fine. Like, I don't take it personal. Like I said, I've dealt with a ton of dogs at this point. Like, I've met so many different dogs with so many different personalities, so many different like traumas. You know, some of these dogs are coming from you know, really, really traumatic backgrounds, and sometimes, you know, sometimes their previous owner looked like me. I've experienced that, where like, you know, I remember I had a client that their dog reacted really poorly towards me, super, super anxious, super nervous, and she told me that, you know, maybe the previous owner was black and she's seen trauma with that experience, and you know, things happen like that. That, like, I don't even take it personal at this point. I've experienced it all, okay? But I think when the dog is like hiding from me, like I will always suggest for the owner to find someone that they're familiar with, because that's not something that can just happen in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dog is not gonna go from being uncomfortable to walking with me around the corner for 20-30 minutes. Like, it just doesn't work like that. So she did happen to have another pet sitter that was close by, and yeah, she did have a pet sitter that was close by, and she pretty much said that they came, but she wanted me to walk with the pet sitter so I could kind of get used to it. And I was legit in the midst of traffic, and then I ended up getting a flat tire in the midst of traffic. It was hell. And it was really hard for me to communicate at that point, because I was already communicating when I was there. I was letting her know like, hey, like, I'm sorry, like I really cannot, you know, I can't do anything to help this situation. Like, I really wish that I did do the meet and greet at that point in time, but because of the distance, like I felt like the meet and greet, like I would have had to charge her for an extra walk. I don't know if she was willing to do that, and I should have asked, but I think she was just kind of like, I feel like I did ask actually, but I feel like she was kind of like, oh, like it's okay, like it should be fine at that point. Either way, I was wrong for not doing the meet and greet, right? And I could take accountability for that. But the client left a review on my page, and I don't think people realize, but I'm black, okay? I don't have the same upper hand and the same level of grace as other people in this world. So when I mess up, it's really bad. Even if it's something as simple as saying I cannot complete a service, which I did. I showed up to our house, I attempted to walk the dog. Come on, Mama. I attempted to walk her dog, and you know, it didn't work out, and I'm aware of that, and I was really sad about that, because I'm just like, I don't like not doing my job, okay? Like, that is something I take pride in. But when she left the review, I felt really bad, because I felt like there was no grace for me, right? Like, she got her refund. I was paid for that particular service. She had booked like 6 other walks on top of that. But she pretty much said that, like, you know, my lack of responsiveness kind of just gave, like, I was inexperienced, right? And I think words do have power, especially like when it comes to a service, when people are booking you, when people are like vetting you out and trying to figure out if they'll allow you into their house or have that level of trust. So when people leave reviews like that, it's very detrimental to my business, because at the end of the day, her dog was walked that day, right? So it's not like the dog was abandoned for days on end or hours. Like, she immediately did what was best as a pet owner to get someone else, right? And I understand that, you know, she probably was trying to figure out why I wasn't responding, but there was so much going on with me that day. I just felt like I said that I wasn't able to complete the service. I was apologetic before I even left her house. So when I seen the review, it really threw me off, because I was just like, where was the grace for me, even though I tried to do the service? You know what I'm saying? And the review was very long and very passive aggressive. She did mention that, you know, it did seem like I was a good fit at first, but, you know, she realized after that I just wasn't. And, you know, things like that happened. But like I said, certain things really do affect business owners really badly, and one of them is bad reviews. I can't expect everyone to leave a good review. Everything cannot be perfect. This is not like one of those cookie cutter industries. I don't think there's anything such as a cookie cutter industry to begin with, because recently I got a wedding cake from this bakery that I was really excited to book from. I was very adamant about having a lavender cake for my wedding, okay? I ended up getting a chocolate ganache cake for my wedding, okay? And when I reached out to the owner of the bakery, she was very apologetic. She offered to give me a refund. It's been 3 days. I have not gotten a refund for a $300 cake for my wedding. I have not left a review. I have not blew her up on social media. Nothing. Because she's a woman. She's a business owner. And even though she doesn't share all the demographics as me, I feel like just as a human being, that's a demographic on its own, and things do happen. And I don't think that people give Black people the same amount of grace in the service industry, because they want us to be like the help, even to our detriment. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if her dog was so nervous that he bit me? And it would have been the first time this year that I got bit by a dog, after I communicated to the parent that I don't think this is safe. I don't know, like, let me know if this is a safe space. So like, that's the thing. Like, I don't think that people really understand like the risk that comes with going against my boundaries. And like I said, the service was booked. I was willing to do the service, but chemistry is a big thing. You know, animal behavioral, you know, background is a very big thing. And the fact that I was able to pick up on her dog having really bad anxiety around me, and letting the parent know I didn't pretend and act like nothing was going on. Like, I was very like detailed in my communication. So I don't know, I just feel like the review really threw me off, and it just made me feel really shitty. Like, I woke up this morning and I was crying, because I felt like a failure. I felt like I wasn't performing at work. And because I don't have a direct boss, the reviews are my boss, because people read my reviews and they're like, oh, I'm not booking with her. Like, she doesn't have perfect reviews. And, you know, people that judge that harshly are usually the people that go to work and mess up every day. But I'm not perfect. I try not to give off the vibe that I have this super perfect experience in my business, which is why, like, I want to share more stories like this, because I don't think that people give Black people grace in the way that they should, especially the fact that we are very dominant in the service industry. People are very quick to criticize and, you know, yeah, people are very quick to criticize us, and I don't know. I will always be sensitive about that because I don't think that people are able to have grace or be able to see another perspective outside of their own, because everything should be convenient for everyone else but us. So yeah. Good morning. Hey guys, it is the next day. I'm outside. I finally made it to the park. It is not raining. It's literally the most perfect fall weather. So I went and got me a lavender latte with oat milk from Harper's Cafe. And I just decided to come and just enjoy the weather because my second walk for the day was canceled. Cash is going out of town. So I just decided to come and just chill out for a little bit before I head to my cousin's house because I have to drop off her farmer's dog package. She actually ended up having it sent to me instead of having it sent to her house. So I'm going to do a special delivery for her. But on the topic of farmer's dog, I feel like there's so many different things that has been happening, both good and bad. And I really want to bask in the goodness because yesterday was an emotionally draining day. And I just don't want that to be... I don't want to live in that. You know, I feel like in business, there's things that are going to happen and you can't control it. You just have to like roll with the punches. But in the moment, it is very hard to take because, yeah, nobody wants to feel like a failure. And that's kind of how I felt because I strive for, I don't want to say perfection. I don't want to say perfection, but I definitely strive for a positive experience. Hence my name. Right. But yeah, so recently I've been working with a few brands. I've worked with Mellow Vitamins. I work with Pawford. I also work with Afrocentric Kitty, which was one of the first companies I worked with. And they're also Black owned. So definitely check them out. I'll leave a link to the website down below. And as of lately, I began working with The Farmer's Dog, which is a raw dog food company. Sometimes what we're feeding our dog isn't the best things, and sometimes the investment is the food. Just like for us as human beings, food is expensive, okay? But I wanted to be able to bring you guys an opportunity to try the food out for free. So if you follow me on Instagram and DM me, I can send you the free referral link so that way you could try your first box for free, see if your puppy likes it. If they don't like it, you could cancel at any time. But if you click the link in my bio, you'll be able to get 80% off your first box. So whichever option works for you, definitely try it out because I feel like when it comes to dog food, it's definitely something that you should be adamant about instead of just buying anything on the shelf. We want our pups to live as long as possible, and as a dog walker, I definitely do not like hearing those news about dogs passing away. We know it comes with life, it's gonna happen regardless, but I think being intentional about what they're eating is super important too. But I remember when I first moved to Jersey, I was like trying to figure out like what I wanted to do in this new chapter. And I kept saying like I want to do a little bit of influencing, I want to do a little bit of community building, which I do have. If you just follow me on Instagram at this point, at The Paw Sitter. I have a dog sitter community where we talk about all things business and also just being in love with dogs and cats. Some of the people that are a part of my community walk dogs. Some of them are just dog lovers. But I think it's just a safe space for us to talk about business and just the best things to do for your pets. So that is a whole community that I have going on Instagram. But I want to do more in-person community meets and interactions. how can I forget? I recently got my LLC. Oh my God, I can't believe that I actually did that. That was such a big, like, I don't even want to say bite, like big munch into my bank account, into my mental, because it's just so much documentation, this, that, like, it's just so like intense. But I think legitimizing your business is very important. It was something that was necessary for me to do because I'm in the process of getting insurance for my business, because not only do I take clients on Rover, but I also take private clients on my website. So it's something that needs to be happening. Like, it's not something that I can continue to avoid. I think at first I was just taking clients on Rover, but once I started setting up my website and collaborating with businesses, I also did some UGC for a cat litter brand a few months ago. They told me that I couldn't post about it, so I didn't really want to mention it, but I did do things like that. So I do get like paid opportunities, unpaid opportunities, affiliate opportunities. And I feel like it's important for me to legitimize my business since I'm doing something different than just taking clients on an app. You know what I'm saying? All of these different elements has matured me. It's also taught me a lot about, you know, making the full investment instead of kind of doing things half-assed. But I'm also very like strategic on how I do things. Like, I don't give myself too much to do at a time, because I know myself. Like, my partner is very helpful, okay? Like, extremely helpful, very organized, very intentional. But I think for me, even when I'm getting help, I still like to do things one at a time. Like, I don't need to start a business, get the LLC, get the clients, do content creation all at once. Like, being able to do this over time and like gradually get to a point where like everything is becoming more in alignment, it feels more at ease to my nervous system, because I get really anxious too quickly, especially like with communication with clients, dealing with the different types of dogs. It can be a lot. So if you're in the pet business or in any business at all, like, take your time. Like, everything doesn't need to happen all at once. Like, you will build the clientele, you will get better at content creation, you will get better at communication. Well, that's something you got to be intentional about, because I've been very intentional about that. And still, you know, it may not be up to par for certain people, but I think that's a part of the process too. Just learning that people are very different, very fickle, and very intense sometimes. And I think the intensity just comes with spending money. So if people are spending money on your business or on your service, make sure that you're giving them the full experience, and think about things from a different perspective. Don't just think about it from your perspective where you're like, I'm getting paid, I did it, that's it. Like, it's all about reassuring the client, but also reassuring yourself that you are the specialist, you are the professional, and not leaving any room for error. You know what I'm saying? But you are human, so give yourself grace. Like, there has to be some type of balance. Anyways, y'all, I'm about to enjoy my coffee and enjoy the rest of the day. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like. Comment down below if you enjoyed this, where you're from, your dog's name, your cat's name, something down below, so that I know that you made it to this point in the video. And I hope you stay warm and cozy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.